Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour unto me, and thank you for breaking all the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Thank you for your Yahushua, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim of the Yahudim.
Shalom, family. Welcome back to The Remnant Awakens. I'm your brother, Pierre Ligi, and man, I'm glad you're here with me today. If you've been following along, you know we don't shy away from the tough stuff. We dig deep, we question, we challenge what we've been taught, and we try to get back to the roots, the real roots. Today, we're diving into a topic that, honestly, I think gets more misunderstood than almost anything else in Scripture. I'm talking about the Torah. Yeah, that word. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't, or maybe you just think it means law, and that's it. But nah, it's way deeper than that. So, let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with the basics. What is the Torah? I mean, for real. The word Torah gets thrown around a lot, especially if you grew up in church or you've been around Hebrew roots folks. But most people, they just think it means law, like a bunch of rules, do's and don'ts, stuff that's supposed to make your life miserable or something. But that's not it. The word Torah actually means instruction or teaching or guidance. It's like, imagine your father or your mother sitting you down and saying, hey, this is how you live. This is how you walk. This is how you treat people. This is how you honor your Creator. That's Torah. It's not just a list of rules to follow so you don't get in trouble. It's a loving father giving his children the blueprint for life. And, I mean, if you think about it, every family, every culture, every nation has some kind of instruction, right? Torah is Yahuwah's instruction for his people. It's not a curse. It's not a burden. It's a gift. I know. Some folks are already thinking, but Pierre, didn't Yahushua come to do away with all that? Hold up, we'll get there. But first, just let that sink in. Torah means instruction, not just law. So, what happens when you actually start to study and live by the Torah? I'm not talking about just reading it like a history book or memorizing a few verses to impress your friends. I mean, really letting it shape your life. I'll tell you, from my own experience and from what I've seen in others, it changes everything. Like, for real. You start to see the world differently. You start to see yourself differently. You realize that the Creator actually cares about how you live, what you eat, how you treat your neighbor, how you rest, how you worship. It's not just about don't do this, don't do that. It's about learning how to love. Love Yahuwah, love your neighbor, love yourself. And honestly, it brings freedom. I know that sounds backwards, right? We're told that law is bondage. But nah, Torah is freedom. It's like when you know the boundaries, you can actually live without fear. You know what's right, you know what's wrong, and you know the Most High is with you. And look, I'm not saying it's easy. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you mess up. But that's why we have grace. That's why we have Yahusha. But the point is, when you live by the Torah, You start to walk in purpose. You start to walk in blessing. You start to become who you were created to be. And as we talked about in previous episodes, that's what the enemy doesn't want. He wants you confused, lost, lawless. But Torah brings clarity. Now this is where it gets tricky for a lot of people. What part of the Torah are we supposed to keep today? Like, are we supposed to do everything? The sacrifices, the temple stuff, all of it? I get that question a lot. But here's the thing. Yahuwah never changed his instructions. He didn't wake up one day and say, you know what, forget all that, do whatever you want. Nah. And Yahusha, he didn't come to abolish the Torah. He said it himself. I didn't come to destroy the Torah or the prophets, but to fulfill. And I always got to remind myself, fulfill doesn't mean get rid of. It means to fill up, to show us what it really looks like. Yahusha lived the Torah perfectly. He showed us how to love, how to forgive, how to keep the commandments with the right heart. Now, some things, like the sacrifices, we can't do right now. There's no temple, and Yahusha is our perfect sacrifice. But the instructions about loving your neighbor, keeping the Sabbath, honoring your parents, not stealing, not lying, those are still for us. The Torah is still the standard. And honestly, if you look at the world today, you can see what happens when people throw out Yahuwah's instructions. It's chaos. So yeah, we keep the Torah, not to earn salvation, but because we love the one who saved us. It's a response, not a requirement. And man, if there was ever a time when this mattered, it's now. We are living in a lawless generation. I mean, just look around. People don't know up from down, right from wrong. Everybody's got their own truth, their own way, and it's just confusion everywhere. But Yahuwah's word doesn't change. His Torah is still the foundation. And as we talked about in the episode on spiritual warfare, the enemy's number one tactic is to get us to forget who we are and what we're supposed to do. If he can get us to throw out the Torah, he's got us. But if we hold on, if we return to the instructions, we become that remnant, the ones who stand out, who shine in the darkness, who walk in truth when everyone else is lost. That's why this matters. It's not about being holier than thou or trying to impress people. It's about survival. It's about identity. It's about preparing for what's coming. The second Exodus, the return of the King, all of it. We gotta be ready, and that starts with the Torah. Family, the Torah is not bondage. It is freedom. It is not a curse. It is the covenant. It is not done away with. It is alive and written on our hearts. I am Pierre Lidji, your brother from the tribe of Yehuda, and this is the Remnant Awakens. If this message stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video so it reaches more people. Subscribe if you're awakening to truth, and comment below on what stood out to you the most. And if you know someone still sleeping, share this episode with them. Until next time, Shalom. See you all on the next episode.
Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahusha my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour onto me, and thank you for breaking all the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Thank you for your Yahusha, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim of the Yahweh.